is a little bit of a different experience coming into this movie for you, right? Sort of having to come in at a strange time. Just talk about that, getting involved in this, and sort of what your personal mission statement was on it all.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously Ant-Man is a bigger movie for me. It's got a lot of visual effects and a lot of sort of technical considerations. But it's the kind of movie I've wanted to make for a long time, and I grew up a kid reading Marvel Comics and was a huge Avengers fan and Ant-Man fan. So I had my own sort of weird personal relationship with these characters. So I came to it with really sort of a knowledge of Hank Pym and Scott Lang and what I as a fan wanted to see in the movie. And also about the tone of the movie. You know, I wanted it to be a really tight, fun, kinetic movie that was, like a heist film. There are a lot of moving parts, but they all have to fit together and just sing.
Was it daunting in any way to come in after another team had developed it for so long on its own?
I think coming in on any movie is daunting, but I think what I loved about working with Marvel is, we came in, I read all the existing scripts. I knew what I loved about it. Edgar and Joe's original drafts, it was their concept to make it a heist movie structure. It was also their idea to sort of key off Marvel Premiere number 47 or 49 that introduced Scott Lang. The title of that comic story, is To Steal an Ant-Man. So that title of that comic story, it feels like a heist movie. So, that was sort of their idea, and it was brilliant. It was great. But we wanted to build on that stuff, and there was definitely, I wanted to sort of make it even more of a visual language of a heist movie. So we added, I wanted to add all these sort of tip montages that Michael Pena does, was something we brought to the movie. I also wanted to sort of really deepen and strengthen the Hank Pym character and the relationship with Hope. We added some stuff, the notion of Adam McKay and Paul working on the script. The quantum realm or the subatomic world was something that was in the comics that didn't exist in the current Ant-Man drafts. And I said, I want to see that. I want to get to the third act, and we've seen all the shrinking. Let's go even further. Let's embrace that kind of psychedelic aspect of that sort of silver age of Marvel Comics. And Marvel was really keen to do that. Also in terms of sort of, some of the other characters, and particularly Evangeline's character, Hope, she was someone that I really wanted to sort of strengthen and sort of it's an origin movie of sorts for her as well.
Yes, it is. What do you feel you learned about yourself as a director in doing this, between working with all the visual effects and doing this new kind of genre?
Well, I had not done a movie with this many visual effects before, but I'm a kind of nerd who reads American Cinematographer and Cinefex magazine, and so intellectually I knew a lot about it. But to be able to sort of play in this giant sandbox and work with, people like Jake Morrison, our visual effects supervisor, it was great. I mean, there was an onus on the movie. It's the Shrinking movie for 2015, There's a whole long history of those movies, but we had to, up the ante. So using a combination of, motion picture macro photography, still macro photography, motion capture, we were able to create these really photorealistic environments, but also to move the camera around in them in ways that were really liberating. So that was exciting for me.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.